Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Deadnet Gaming, and this is the first start of I guess you can call it a segment. I'm gonna call it my Walking Dead episode reviews, and basically what that is just gonna be me reviewing the choices that I made, why I made them, and everything went on in the episode that I had just got through playing. Now, for obviously Walking Dead episode one, first choice that I made, it was honesty to her. The first major choices. The choices that I'm going over are the choices that were laid out in the overall decisions that you see at the end of the episode. So, loyalty to Herschel. I told him the truth because I mean, one, the guy just saved most likely my life by patching up my leg. He did take care of me. His first opinion was to check if I was familiar with Clementine, if we knew each other at all, and if our stories checked out. And he did give me advice for the future and everything. You know, he's a father. Lee has no experience with kids, so I mean, obviously, I chose to be honest with Herschel. Next one, I believe, was loyalty to Kenny. Kenny not only offered me a ride to Macon, he also forgave me. See, y'all didn't actually see it. None of us see it until we just realized that Kenny's still cool with us. But he actually forgave me for saving Sean instead of his own son. He has yet to mention that. Larry, honestly, I wish I could. I wish I just killed Larry, but I can't. Apparently, let's see. I'm being honest with Clementine to a certain extent. When you're a little girl, okay, you know what? Compare Clementine, and I see this a lot. Actually, Berlizzi is the one who actually, I think, originally made this comparison between Clementine and Ellie from Last of Us. If you compare Clementine and Ellie from Last of Us, first of all, Ellie is a lot older than Clementine when you first play as her. Second of all, Ellie grew up in an apocalypse. It wasn't like she was born in and everything was cool and then all of a sudden an apocalypse happens and that's what happens. No, she was born in it. When you play The Last of Us, you first play as Joel. And what happens is when the apocalypse started, it goes to a cut, and in that cut it has a black screen that says 20 years later. In that 20 years later, that is the time frame when you meet Ellie, and Ellie's only like maybe 12, 13 years old. So when you compare how hard Ellie is in the last was how she's cussing, doesn't have any respect and everything, and you compare her to Clementine. Clementine knows what the world was before this apocalypse, so you got to give her time and everything to grow and progress overall as a person. You just see him there being rude to her. Clementine's not going to trust you at all. Um, let's see. I chose to save Carly instead of Doug. In my opinion, that was a clear choice. I was actually surprised when I saw that the majority of the people actually chose to save Doug instead of Carly. I chose to save Carly because she's had my back. Doug has done one good thing out of that whole entire episode, and that one good thing involved turning on a TV. Odds are, I feel like if we weren't able to turn on TV, and y'all tell me in the in the comment section below, but honestly, I feel like if we couldn't turn on the TV, we could probably find a different way to distract those zombies. Honestly, so Doug didn't really do anything. Not only that, Carly had a gun, and she's had my back with that gun. She actually, in a way, helped defend us when we first got into that area and met that group. I said this at the end, at close to the end of the gameplay. I let Glenn go to Atlanta with his friends. I didn't tell him to stay because one, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. Glenn winds up meeting his friends anyway. Two, Glenn is one of my favorite characters, and let's say he stayed with this group. If he stayed with this group, let's say all of this was connected. Let's say the Telltale series and the actual show is connected. If Glenn actually stayed with this group, he would not be anywhere near as hardcore as he wound up being in the series. And plus, Glenn said he had friends in Atlanta. He used the word friends, which means that odds are the group that he's with, he did not choose to be with this group. He was obviously with the group from Atlanta, and he probably left to go get supplies and got stuck with these people. He does not know these people. I'd rather be with my friends too. So far, I'm being honest with Lee's background and everything about how my family owned the store or whatever. So far, I'm being honest. Now, I honestly do regret not picking Duck to save, because what kind of person is going to say? Now, at the same time, though, Duck is the one who caused that whole situation, clearly. But also, Duck is only a child. You gotta save the new generation in an apocalypse. That's only common sense. Sean might not have been able to do anything to get out of that situation, but still. Larry's got to go. Larry does not need to be in this group at all. Lily needs to stop with this bipolar crap. Larry does not need to be in this group. Kenny's a real one. Duck needs to stop blabbing off to Clementine before he talks her head off. Katja's probably going to be mad at me at the next episode because I did not choose to save her son. Who are those two people who walked up? Yeah, let's talk about that. First of all, the two people who Lily had the gun pointed at that walked up to us at the motor inn, who are they? They're obviously some characters that the original person of The Walking Dead wanted to have new in the series, but who are they? I've never even seen these people. I do, however, know the character, and it was just because I saw like a little snippet of, I guess it might have been episode 2 or something like that, and the kid named Ben. I don't know that much about him, but I do know his name and matched it with his face. He had a gun. I have no idea why he had a gun. He was so terrified of being in that whole situation. And did Lee kill somebody in that last part? Like, did Lee just flat out just murk somebody? He looked like he was scared to do it in general. Let's see. Is there anything else? This is not going to be my update video. I told y'all that my update video is probably going to come when I hit 100 subscribers. Speaking of that, subscribe right now if you haven't. Pause the video, go down, subscribe. Little button, red, says subscribe on it. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. But overall, my overall opinion on this episode, I think I made mostly the right decisions. I mean, even though there's not really a wrong and right decision, but I think I made good decisions in this episode. Sorry, y'all, if I'm looking down all over the place. It trips me out having to look at a point like a camera. Overall, this episode, I liked it. It wasn't like too fast paced and it wasn't too slow either. Now, there are some times I'm like, okay, why do I actually, like with the cane with Clementine, did I really have to press X to grab the cane? Couldn't she have just given me the cane and I press X to put it in there? I don't know why. It took me forever to get that, to find a pillow. It took me forever to find a pillow. Like, out of all the things that I could have looked around, a pillow was the thing that caused that whole chain of events, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I did not give the gun to, I think her name was Irene. I did not give it to her because, one, waste of a bullet. She was going to die anyway. I know y'all probably think it's harsh, but it is a waste of a bullet. 2, she wanted to kill herself. I would have, I'm not going to lie, in a situation like that where I'm bit and I know there's nothing else and I don't want to come back as one of those things, I'd probably do it too. Or at least want to. But at the same time, I'm not going to fight you for it. I know she had nothing to lose, but I'm not going to fight you to kill myself. Y'all say no? Okay, no. Forget it. We shouldn't have saved her at all in general, I feel. She was trapped in there. Obviously, she could not have been a resource. She's sitting there scared, crying like that. And Glenn just wanted some. So, by that logic, it only makes sense to not give her the gun. And I think that was another decision that I made that actually the majority said the opposite. But regardless, this episode was great. Telltale, thank you for making a game like this. I know there's two more seasons and about to be two more seasons ahead of this, and there's about to be the fourth season coming out. I think next year, it said early next year. So I gotta hurry up and finish this game. So I'm gonna try to do this more. Next gameplay will be Injustice, continuing with the story with that. Because here's the thing: when I do story-based games where there's a story mode or something like that, or a story in general, I don't want to just leave that game. I want to at least finish it. So I'm gonna continue with Injustice. Tomorrow should be after school, most likely. And you guys make sure to look out for that. Make sure to check my other previous videos. Make sure to check out, if you've only seen this video, make sure to check out the Walking Dead upload that I did literally right before this one, and see the decisions that I'm talking about and see the reason why I made them. Make sure to share this video with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.